Welcome everyone to today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee. This is a weekly talk show filled with music, messages, laughs, and stories of love.
Our theme song was produced by the incomparable DJ Shaheen, and each week we'll bring you music from other independent recording artists. We'll bring you information from business owners and messages of love from ministry leaders. We'll feature books, authors, upcoming special events, and so much more. So get out your text messages and your tweets. Tell all your friends and family to log on because they'll be in for a very special treat as we bring you today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee.
Now come and check us out live. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Getting Over the Hump with Angie B.
That's me, and this is my hubby Bartee. Don't he look cute? Let me see your shirt. Let me lean in
Go
a little bit so I can see this shirt.
See me every day.
I guess we got our African theme going today. I got a little jewelry on my hat, compliments of Bartee Productions. I got on my house nightgown, compliments of Graham. And you know when your grandmother hook you up with something, you know. And you got your theme going.
Yes. My theme is Getting Over the Hump.
With Angie B and Bartee. That's us, y'all. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to say that I am 72 hours narcotics free. I ain't had a pill since when? Saturday?
Yeah, she's more than 72 hours, and that's good. So hopefully it'll stay that way.
I'm almost back to normal.
To the pills.
I ain't getting addicted.
All she got to do is start getting addicted to, motorizing herself.
You know what? I want you to be, I want somebody out there to tell me when you are non-weight bearing on one foot, how you figure out how to transfer from one place to another?
Ask my sister.
I did.
Yeah, that's what
I did.
Anyway, that's another hump.
Tell us
we
why
we talk about that hump.
We can talk about it, but first you got to tell them why we do this show.
We do this show in hopes that by making conversation, someone out there that's listening or viewing might decide to use something that we say in their lives, or could might just piece it together from one show to another and say, hey, that might be something I could use.
Okay.
But anyway, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Okay.
And we don't give advice.
No.
Because, we're on the outside looking in. But all we can really tell you is stay prayed up. And let your conscience be your guide. Hey, but we'd like to thank, before we get started, we'd like to thank all our viewers, families, and friends for tuning in on Getting Over the Hump with Angie B and Bartee every Wednesday night from 7 o'clock until. Yeah. Sometime we get started and we have a lot of fun. So we continue with the conversation. But anyway, thank you very much from the bottom of our heart.
All right, this is our phone number at the bottom of the screen. If you can leave your comments down below if you like. If you have a question or a comment or a hump, something that's been going on with you and you want us to discuss it, you can put it in the chat. But if you don't want nobody to know that it's you we talking about, you can text it to us. And the number is at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. And we'll talk about it now, or we can talk about it at our next Wednesday night, Getting Over the Hump. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it wherever you need to be so we can discuss that. I like to get some feedback. I'm sure we do, and I like to get a conversation started. Sometimes we have serious conversations, and sometimes we just, play it by ear and ad lib a little bit,
and just bring you what we've gone through. Because sometimes that's the biggest hump there is.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
All right, so I got to give a shout out to our music producer, DJ Shaheen.
DJ Shaheen.
He's the reason we got the theme song, and
Yes,
I get to dance every Wednesday night to the glory of the Lord. Thank you, Shaheen.
Yeah.
I contacted him today to tell him that I'm working on a new audiobook soon. It's for the book collaboration, the anthology entitled Fire Up. And the visionary for that project is Rebecca VJ. And there are a few of us women that are fired up for something. Getting fired up. So I sent Shaheem a message. I said, I need a new theme song for a book with Fired Up. So I know he probably in the lab right now. I ain't even watching the show because he, getting some beats and things together. So thank you, Rebecca, for allowing Angie and Bartee Productions the honor of producing your audiobook for your project. I like that hat, baby.
I like this hat too.
Why don't you let me try it on?
No, you don't need to try my hat on.
But I look so good in your hat.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to try it on eventually. So again, shout out to Rebecca. Rebecca is so structured with her anthology projects. She doesn't just say to you, go write something and send it to us and we'll publish it with the rest of the stories. She has weekly virtual meetings where she gives us instructions. She is perfect for the person that wants to write and don't know where to start, because she's got roadmaps and templates and instructions. This is what you do and when you do. It has been fascinating. Now, since I've had surgery and I've been highly medicated, I've missed some of the oomph. I've missed some of her teachings. But now that we're coming to the tail end of the project, and I'm hindsight 2020, I'm looking back, I'm like, oh my goodness, if you are new to being an author and you want to, you really want to, you need somebody to hold your hand, you need some structure. I'm not trying to put you down. Some people do better with structure. So if you need some structure and you need to contact Rebecca. She'll structure you to get your story out.
Get your story out.
Shout out to Rebecca.
Get it out, because everybody has a story to tell.
And while I'm giving shout outs, can I finish? I got to shout out a couple of other book publishers out there that I've had the pleasure of working with this year. First, there was Tawan Lowe, and we met Tawan when we went to Waldorf, Maryland for our book signing tour.
Yeah.
Tawan is with the Everybody Needs a Little TLC project, remember?
I remember.
Transformational lifestyle content is what TLC stands for. You need some lifestyle content that's going to transform you.
Love, tender care.
Ooh, yeah, that too.
Tender loving care.
You got it wrong. You got ain't nothing wrong with you.
Go ahead, baby. Continue.
Anyhow. That book is very powerful, and I do have copies of it. I think I got copies of it. I gotta go check. But anyway, it's out and it's powerful. Just narrating the audiobook, it talked about self-love, self-care. You don't have to apologize to nobody for telling them no. No is a one-word sentence. It ain't like no and then the reason why no. You could just say no. And so I loved that project. It was 90 days of just reminding yourself how good you are, how you deserve to be treated well. And it's powerful. Self-love, self-care, healing, just a lot of things that we aren't taught, especially some of us that are overachievers. We're taught to just do, but ain't nobody said it's okay to just stop and smell the roses sometimes. That's
self-love
and self-care
Okay.
So shout out to Tawan Lowe. Please contact me if you'd like to get a copy of that book. Then I gotta give a shout out to Cammie Love's grandmama, Vanessa Blackwell. Now we've been working with Vanessa throughout her whole grief strategist journey for a minute now. Minute. She had her radio show. Bartee and I would do commercials for her show, and um, just I got the honor of just working with her and allowing my voice to become married to the words that she wrote. She definitely is a grief strategist. If you're going through any kind of loss, I'm gonna tell you, Vanessa is the one you need to talk to. She lost, maybe, I'm trying to remember, 4 out of her 5 siblings, her parents, and the true love of her life. She just, Lord just sent her through some stuff so she can help. But now her new book is Finding Joy in the Journey. And that was a book where 90 authors got together and we shared stories I mean, they're powerful too. I got a chance to narrate that one as well before surgery, and it powerful. And I do have copies of that little book. So Finding Joy in the Journey. Shout out to Vanessa Blackwell. And then my last shout out is Vanessa Blackwell's daughter, who's also Cammie Love's mama, Takia. We need to have our masks on. Takia made our masks for us.
Yes, she did.
She made the Angie and Bartee t-shirt that Bartee wears, and
yes, she did. And we have another project for you also.
Oh yeah, coming up soon.
Yeah. I've been wearing my mask as we do our book sales. Our book tours, and also I didn't have it on at the bazaar.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, but we're
you
really
had it on during the weekend retreat.
Yes, I did.
And Cammie Love, her daughter, was at the weekend retreat, and became besties with my niece Sandra. But I just wrapped up collaboration with Takia today. Angie B Productions will be producing the audiobook for her upcoming project. And so I'm excited about that one. It's going to be like mother, like daughter. You know, she's working on getting everything together so that the flyers and things will come to us, and we'll introduce them to you guys. And then you guys will be able to write a story for Takia's book. So shout out to all of those publishers.
Yes, indeed. And also we like to shout out our publisher. Ashalana L.D. Robinson.
L.D. Robinson. She just finished doing updates on our website.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, L.D. You know, I'm not too... I shouldn't say that, but I need to check it out and get right back with you. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh.
And I'm sorry,
go ahead,
there's
baby.
so many exciting things before we get to the hump.
My wife gets so excited.
Look at here. It's the Next Curves on Purpose Unmasking Alopecia Fashion Show weekend.
Oh, wow.
Cherise Gregory. Remember we went out to Houston a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, Cherise doing...
She's doing it again.
When is it?
It's going to be this weekend, October 22nd through the 24th.
Wow.
I know if it wasn't for this wheelchair, I'd say, come on,
we would
baby.
be there. Yeah, we
Come
were.
on,
Cherise, she just left us.
I know she was here for the beauty bazaar, and I just loved being a part of her fashion show. It's the unmasking. Let me see if I can get it back up again. Unmasking Alopecia. She's the one at her event. That's where we met the trichologist, the dermatologist that specialized in the different forms of alopecia.
Right.
That's where we learned that there are,
lots of different types of alopecia.
Man. So it's beautiful, but it's this weekend. She's got wonderful hotel rates of $69 per night for the rooms at the hotel. Let me see if I can see it.
She had we were at the
nice
first
hotel.
Oh man, very nice. Way up.
Yeah.
It was inside and out. Oh man, it was very nice.
And it had restaurant in there and a
yeah.
bar in there.
It was nice. It was very nice.
Yeah. So it's this weekend. It's a fashion show weekend. So on the 22nd, there's a meet and greet from 7 p.m. To 1 a.m. On the 23rd, there's the model workshop from 10 to 4. We were in the workshop.
7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
I think that's what, yeah.
They'll be partying, boy.
That's the meet and
Hey, there you go.
And then the model workshop is from 10 to 4. Remember, we sat in on the workshop.
Yes.
And that's where a couple of the alopecians were looking at us like, well, Angie B, when did you tell Bartee you were bald? And How did y'all? I'm
Yeah,
scared
we
to
went
take.
through that discussion.
Yeah, went through that discussion. That was good. Oh, it's going to be at the Holiday Inn, Sugarland, Texas.
Oh, Sugarland.
Sugarland, Texas.
Everything big in Texas.
You got to mention Curves on Purpose to get the hotel special, and it's the All For You boutique. And that was
fellas, if your girlfriend's acting up,
oh my God. Just go to the fashion. If you in the Texas area, y'all, go to the show. I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very nice and very informative.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for this cast on my foot, I'm telling you.
Well, yeah.
We could go out there last minute. We could.
You go out there last night. I ain't pushing you in no more wheelchairs. That's long distance.
See there?
Airport, that's a long airport.
Yeah,
but,
oh,
wow. I mean, things happen. So, as soon as my wife is available to travel,
yes, because officially
we'll be on the road.
Yes, I'm on medical leave until the first of the year, so I can't commit to too many projects, but
wow, that's but it's the affair itself is gonna be nice.
I would love to be there.
I like to get the hotel name. If
Holiday Inn, Sugarland.
No, where we were before.
Oh, okay. I'll ask Sharice.
Oh yeah, ask Sharice. That was very nice.
It was.
It was very nice.
We had a good time.
Oh yes, we did.
Good time.
We was way up there, and it was like we had a suite. And it was very reasonable in Texas, y'all. All right, but now I guess it's about that time for our first getting over the hump. Again, if you have any humps you would like to talk about, please do whatever my wife say. Do. Down at the screen or whatever. Yeah, number at the bottom of the screen. Call in and text in.
Text in, please.
Okay, write in.
Oh, yeah. Comments on the screen, yes.
Yeah. A thought came over my mind today.
Ooh, praise the Lord.
I had to go get a new battery for my car.
Praise the Lord.
So I was down in Winter Park, Orlando.
That's a suburb of Orlando. Yeah.
Okay, at the Mini Cooper dealership.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down drinking some coffee, and I said, I was thinking about different things, and it popped up in my mind. I was talking to my brother up in Akron, Ohio.
Okay, hey Al.
Hey. But anyway, relationships.
Okay.
Marriages.
Okay.
Do you know your strength and your weaknesses?
Oh.
We're gonna start off with
Do you know your strengths and your weaknesses
in your marriage? And that's something to think about. Take time to think about it.
Wait, you mean your individual, personal, or
individual?
The two of y'all? Okay.
Individual, your strength and as an individual person.
Okay. Well, I know I'm affectionate and needy.
Hold up, what's that? That's your strength or your weakness?
Well, I think being affectionate is a strength.
Okay, then okay.
Now, if you don't want all these hugs and kisses, that could be on you.
Okay.
I do know a couple where he's very affectionate and she's like, okay, whatever. what's the never?
Yeah.
And so they got a dog, and that meets some of his.
I don't know if that meets some of his because the dog. I don't know. I understand what you're saying though.
Yeah. So I think my affection is
well, let's go
strength.
Go with your strength first. Don't talk.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm needy.
Is that a strength?
I think it's a strength because I let you know what I need instead of you trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you know from the beginning that I'm needy, you should be all right with me coming on over here and saying I need a hug or whatnot. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I got another strength.
Okay.
I have a mental illness. So that allows me to decrease and let the Holy Spirit increase in me. There's a lot of things, everything I do is, Lord, should I go this way, that way? I don't do nothing on my own because I ain't capable.
You are capable, but
with the power of the Holy Spirit, capable. I am.
Okay, I don't know if that's a strength or a weakness.
It's a strength because I know how to.
Strength, so
I know how to ask for help.
Okay. Well, that's a strength. Long as you
Because
know to ask for help.
you're right. I think some people, when they just out here trying to do things on their own and ain't asking for help and trying to lean on their own understanding.
That's now you talking about the Bible. Now we ain't talking about leaning on your own.
The Bible is
we talking about you.
Bible is everything.
God ain't gonna. If you get burned on your leg, he ain't gonna put no Band-Aid on it. You got to put the Band-Aid on it. So, but if that's the strength to you,
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta lean on your own. I mean, that's why God gave you a brain. You got to be able to. I mean, it's good asking for help, but things that you could do on your own, you got to do that on your own.
Okay, if you say so.
But anyway, I mean, we just talking about.
Hey, Shekinah, thanks for watching.
Hey, now Shekinah be good. I need you to tune into this here. We're talking about strength and weaknesses in a marriage, or you can even talk about it in a relationship.
Yeah.
Person.
Especially, you're right, because Shekinah leads a singles ministry. So is that something that singles, talk about and deal with?
I'm sure throughout life. This is about life. I mean, you get involved with somebody, even if you're by yourself. Still, hopefully, you know what your strength is and your weaknesses is, even going into a relationship. Okay, but that's what we're talking about.
But baby, if I got weaknesses.
Everybody got weaknesses.
If I got weaknesses, why do I want to share them with anybody? They just gonna use them to their advantage.
Not really. I didn't say you had to share them. I said knowing your strength and your weaknesses.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. Check out yourself and just figure out. I'm here. I'm involved with our marriage. Sitting around. At the table or something. You can jot it down, write it down, or just have a conversation with your significant other or your boyfriend or whoever, or your husband.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to talk to them at all at first. Just, what is my strength here? We're here together. We've been married 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20. Like, what am I bringing to the table as far as the strength and weakness? Sometimes you have to know I don't know. Again, don't pay me no mind. I'm just talking. But
I do like where you're going with this. I was flipping the TV channels today and ran across divorce court. Now, divorce court today looked much different than it did, when it first came out. I was like, look at this black judge sitting up there. That impressed me first. Okay. So she was a woman, and I didn't watch the whole episode, but like the first case was this woman and this man. Now, the name of the show is Divorce Court. They came on saying they're not yet married. They've been dating for about 2-3 years, and they want to know what they can do to make the relationship stronger to get to marriage. I should have watched the end of it. Why you go to divorce court? It sounded like they needed to know their strengths and weaknesses to make the relationship stronger.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's one of my weaknesses. For me, I'm not going to nobody to ask what I could do. I mean, if we can't figure it out together, then there's a problem. I mean, you go to God, but there's always three, you, me, and God in the marriage. But as far as counseling goes, something like that, for me, I ain't gonna go there. Some of those counselors have it worse than,
That's gonna be another hump, because there's a lot of men that feel that way.
I do feel that way. Y'all two should be able to figure it out. I mean, you got a lot of people in your business telling you this and that. They ain't got their business straightened out. That's neither here nor there. But that's just my personal belief.
But Bartee, you still have to remember, teachers don't teach the ABCs because they know how to spell every word. They teach ABCs to get a foundation going that you can build on. So counseling isn't there to tell you how to fix everything. It's there to help you identify things in your life that you can build on and I can build on, so that we can be stronger together. You don't look at a pastor and say, well, he ain't giving me no advice because he ain't where I am. You don't ever look at it that way. You look at, maybe I'll go to school and they'll teach me some different ways to open my mouth to get notes out that I can, where I can sing better. you don't look at them in terms of they got it all together in that category. You look at them maybe because they can help you with something that you can build on.
Understandable. I look at it as though me and my significant other or whoever, family member, whatever, if we have a problem, communication. We build on community. We start there, and if we can build our foundation together with communication, and work everything else through that, and build on that, and I think that's for me anyway. I think we will go strong. And
Right.
indeed, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just
Right.
this is just the type of person I am.
I know. And the type of person I am understands that as long as you're communicating, we're good. When there's no communication, then there needs to be intervention.
Yeah, that's where God come in. Sometimes you have to slow down communication because you might say something that's another thing. You might say something that you might not want to say. But for me, I'm not like that. I thank God for that. If I tell you something, that's what I mean. I mean, it isn't like I'm drunk. Some people, when they get alcohol in their system or whatever, then they, oh man, you da 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 da. I'm not like that. If I say something, I mean it.
And sometimes I'm glad you keep your mouth shut.
Well, yeah, because if I say it, I mean it, and I really don't really take a lot of things back. But anyway,
Shout out to Kimmy Loves Mama. She watching. Hey,
Kimmy Love Mama.
Man, our masks and our t-shirts. Yeah, Bartee's right. We're gonna have to order some more stuff.
Yeah, we have to order some more stuff. But right now, we're talking about your strength and weaknesses in a marriage or relationship. If anyone want to, I was just expressing some of this is how I am. I'm 60. I'll be 68 in December. But,
you will.
This is, I guess, from my life and the knowledge of that I possess coming up from family, friends, and whatever. I guess this is part of my makeup, and I really don't ask for a lot of help. I try to help myself unless I'm asking God.
But wait a minute, you say that some of your knowledge comes from, your makeup, friends and family, and this is no criticism, but how many of those friends and family are where you want to be?
It's not where I want to be.
Oh,
I mean, I don't look at where they're at. I'm good where I'm at.
Okay.
So I feel I feel good where I'm at.
So what's your strengths?
Well, I'll say one of my strengths as far as our relationship is be a provider and taking care of you, physically, mentally.
Tolerance.
No, that's a weakness. That's one of my weaknesses. Patience is one of my weaknesses with my wife. And something I have to work on.
Okay. You's a good provider.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
ain't
tired.
been shopping for groceries or clothes or shoes and I don't know how long.
Yeah, but that ain't happening. Well, that's one of my strengths.
It is.
But I don't use that. Well, I don't. I do what a man's supposed to do if you're married or you just in a relationship with someone.
Who wrote the instructions for what a man's supposed to do?
Ain't nobody right now. It's a day by day, learn on your own. Nobody wrote no instructions. It's just character that you develop over, whoever, from your father, from whoever, from friends, from a stranger. Some people just born with that type of heart that, with the given type of heart or you just, I'm not talking about myself, but I'm just, you got to know your worth, and I think I'm a good man. I don't take too much, or I try not to give too much either. But sometimes I have a problem with communication. Sometimes, like I say, my wife, as far as patience goes, sometimes I'm kind of
Jamila,
slow with that. Hey, Jamila,
help! Jamila, help!
Help! See, that's what I'm saying. She crying. Do things on your own. I be trying to tell her.
We talking about, you are a lot like my dad in terms of, so me and Jamila, we got to,
but
got to figure it out.
Yeah, but that's, we examine strength and weakness in the marriage and also in a relationship. She kind of ain't said nothing yet.
Well, I don't. I tell you when they
Oh,
do.
okay. So I mean, some of the things you want to know if you get involved with somebody exactly. What they bring to the table. You won't know until the
Okay.
involvement starts, but you still know. Check yourself beforehand, and hopefully that things will work out for you down the road.
Okay. So other strengths, other weaknesses.
I got sometimes a weakness for me is I give up too fast.
This man know himself.
Yeah, I know myself. You better know yourself.
Wreck yourself if you don't.
And that's a weakness of mine. Sometimes I'm a little bit selfish, but
This man know
again,
himself. And how can you be generous and selfish at the same time?
Well, I'm a Sagittarius. Read up on it. Read up on it, and it explains a lot.
Okay,
it will explains a lot.
Okay,
but you can be. I mean, that's like knowing But again, and I got everybody has some weaknesses and everybody has strengths. So this is some of mine. You told me some of yours.
We have a question.
Oh, I'm a ass man. Now again. This is just me talking.
Don't get no advice.
Don't.
Stay prayed up.
You gotta do your thing. You gotta know you. But I can give you an answer. Okay, what's the question?
Okay, so y'all remember how on the 700 Club they would save all the questions and ask Pat Robertson the questions, and he would give an answer. Is coming from a Pat Robinson's perspective. So you asking Bartee a question? It's coming from a Bartee perspective.
There you go.
Okay,
I
just want you to know.
I ain't giving no advice. I'm just talking.
Okay, so Takia wants to know, when do you discuss these strengths when you're dating? So like I always say, is it the first date, the second date, when you decide to let them get some, before y'all move in together? The question is, when do you discuss these strengths when you're dating?
Wait, hey, what, Lakia?
That's Kenny Love's mama.
Oh,
Takia.
hey, well, it can start off when you first start. I mean, when my wife got together.
First date.
Some things that attracted me more so to her, because all the other women that I've dated.
Yeah, look like Halle Berry.
No, but that ain't got to do with it. I'm talking about, she started playing these games when we first went out to eat. She talking about, we sit at the restaurant. You want to play Truth or Dare? Truth or Dare? I ain't playing now.
Two truths and a lie.
Yeah, so all this was new to me.
I had to do something to distract, because he's so charming.
No, I ain't no charming.
I was about ready to, give up something. I had to straighten it.
She didn't give up nothing. But that's, I wasn't after that. But when we started dating, like I said, on the first date, she started talking about that. Truth or Dare and this and that, trying to get to know each other. Yes. So whenever, it's up to you. Try to get to know that person. Now, if you feel that you want to expand and tell more about yourself, or you should ask questions about himself to find out, then you do that.
I should have played Spin the Bottle.
No, she did that. I've been too fast. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta know yourself. You know what you're working with, and who you're working with.
But Takia, I have to admit, seriously though, our first date, he came to one of my concerts. I emceed a Christian rap tour, and my rappers were, on tour in Winter Park. He came from Daytona to Winter Park and to see, and I was the MC. And when I'm on stage, I had the RuPaul stage wig, I had eyelashes, I had on a good girdle, my face was beat. I was all that. And so I was, I wanted him to know, these eyelashes come off. It's a whole lot of me when the girdle come off, and I need you to know I have a mental illness and I have alopecia, and the wig came off. Now, for me, at that time in my life, I was serving the Lord with gladness. I didn't want no distractions. I had 2 husbands. I didn't want to do that no more. I was like, okay, Lord, whatever. But there was a strong sense of, I wanted to be with this man. So I kind of told him my weaknesses to kind of say, okay, when you're ready to leave, just let me lock the door behind you. You can go. And
now she didn't say it like that. When she told me her weakness, I could go.
That was in my mind.
Okay.
I was thinking, okay, he gonna say he don't want to deal with nobody with a mental illness. He don't want to deal with no woman that's got curves. And it's definitely gonna scare him off when I take off this stage wig and he realizes I'm like
I already knew it wasn't her hair. I didn't know she was bald though.
But I guess my point is I had to go to God and say, what do you want me to do with this man? And God, I need you to tone down my flesh too, so that I'm sure I'm hearing from you and not for the fact that, he got sexy lips. Lord, I need you. And so I was led to give him my weaknesses on our first date.
Okay, so.
And we wrote about it in our book. If you want a copy of it, it's called.
In the beginning, there was God, me, and you.
And it's on sale on our website.
As my wife stated, well, at the beginning, it all depends on the person. Now, if you want to know more about that person that you're with, then you ask those questions. You need to ask a lot of questions.
Truth or dare.
As you going, if you're getting serious. But she didn't ask me truth or dare about me personally. We just, truth or dare, you ask whatever. I didn't particularly think there was questions regarding our relationship.
But they were, because they were questions that helped me determine how you think.
Okay.
From our first date, I realized that before we could go on a date, it took you a month to call me.
Well, I wasn't interested. That's something different.
He wasn't interested, and he don't like to hold phone conversations. You call him, he'll say what he got to say. He'll find out what you got to say, and then that's it.
Well, you're going to talk all day on the phone, folks.
So some of those initial questions that I asked you, playing Truth or Dare, were to try to understand how you operate. Do I need to give you A, B, C, X, Y, Z, or do you have it at B, or did you forget it at E? Or what are you interested in? You gonna be taking me fishing every weekend, and do I have to bait the hook? I mean,
okay, I got you. I see what she was doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn down the kitchen if you let me cook, and I'm gonna set off smoke detectors. And if I let you cook, we eating out. So,
no, what are you talking about? I cook better than you. You talking about we eating out? Yeah, I know how to cook.
You cook at every restaurant in town, and then some.
I know how to cook some food.
He just don't.
Yeah.
So you
hold up now.
You have to ask some questions.
I can cook fish. I can cook pork chops. I cook chicken.
Nah, I take that back. You did make some good pork chops.
I know how to cook similar things that I wanted to cook.
He just don't like to do it.
No, it's just Anyway, that's different. Getting over.
So that's when you can discuss those strengths. Now. I guess that's what dating is supposed to be. I think asking questions, getting to know the other person. Do you really want this person to be around your family?
But but as Angie said, again, she told me, she was hitting them around with Truth and Dare at the beginning. Yeah, so if you want to start asking those questions at the beginning, you need to ask some questions. All depends on how far you want to go carry the relationship. Sometimes you could be on a relationship and the first date, and you said, no, this ain't gonna work. You ask a question, or it might be the way that he's chewing his food, might be just the way he responds to the waiter or the waitress. You might say, no, I don't think I want him in my life. Or it just might be something that clicks with you and say, no, this ain't gonna work. Yeah. So a lot of people do this, so you let the date go on and don't call the next date. Or
They call that ghosting, don't they?
I don't know. It ain't. That's been out. That I don't know what they call it. Young folks might call it ghosting. But that's something that you do. Hopefully. You got something from that. If not,
just text us your questions.
If you got questions, I mean, it's up to you. Depends on how you want to expand on that relationship.
That might be a good topic for an upcoming volume of Confinement Chronicles.
What's that?
Especially now that COVID has made dating a little different. People don't just go out on dates like they used to. There's a lot of virtual dating and things like that. And so maybe we can talk about what is dating like? What is pandemic dating like? And maybe we can have people share their stories, and then when listeners hear the stories, they'll realize, okay, I'm kind of going through that, or maybe I can avoid that hump next time.
That's a good idea.
I don't know. So,
yeah, that's a good topic. Next week, that will be the topic: virtual dating.
all right, so these are the topics that we have coming up that we want stories for. First, we still want you to share your stories about fatherhood. Dads on Duty workshop needs a companion book, just like the Moms in Ministry workshop has a motherhood book that's called Ma. So we definitely extended the deadline, and we want to hear stories about fatherhood. You can talk about your father, a father figure in your life, what kind of father you want to be, how God is the ultimate father, any particular story about fatherhood that we could then use as discussion topics when we start up the Dads on Duty workshop. Dads on Duty, taking your fatherhood to the next level. So that's one topic. We need stories about fathers. We also need stories that you know about stuff that they didn't tell you about. They didn't tell me about this stuff. Lessons that you wish someone had taught you. We have one story that we received about finances, where a young man went off to war, literally, went off to the military, not understanding about finances, and having to start over again when other people used his finances incorrectly. So we need some stories about that. Somebody didn't tell you how difficult it would be to buy a house. Somebody didn't tell you how difficult it would be because you having sexual issues, pandemic crap, anything. And now we have the new topic that Bartee just inspired about dating in the pandemic.
No, that was your topic.
No, that came from you.
I inspired that.
That came from you.
No.
So we take all of your stories and we produce them in an audiobook. And we also encourage other authors to contact us so we can bring your words to life. I always say, as an author, don't be so arrogant to think that just because you wrote this book, people gonna jump up and buy it and read it. Some people don't like reading. Some people don't understand the written word, especially the way you wrote it. Some people could be dyslexic. Some people could have, this cataract I got is making, I picked up a magazine, was like, oh man, I really don't feel like trying to strain to read this. So let's really, really get into offering our books as audiobooks as well, because we want the word to get out. Okay, a couple more shout outs. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, of course. And my first book is available at laderopress.com. It's entitled Last Week I Wanted to Die. It talks about mental health and domestic violence that the Lord allowed me to survive. It is a small book, so don't feel like you're going to need 3-4 days to get through and read it all. But it is a book that if you think you know someone that's going through something, you can get it for them. You can give it to them. You can add it to the school library, the church library, any of those types of situations, so that somebody can read this book and they can know that they're not alone.
Yeah, and the subject of domestic violence, I know that's a very serious.
It's a serious topic.
Yeah, it's a very serious topic, but I want all you people out there that's listening to me, be aware now. Everything ain't what it seems. The reason I'm with this domestic violence, reason I'm saying that, again, I know it's a serious topic, and those people who commit those type of offensive and people die from the cause of that need to be punished to the full extent of the law. But there's times where there's false allegations, and I say that because I was falsely accused of that. And like I said, I work for the court system, and I had to go through some changes. But for me, it wasn't no problem because I know it never happened. And
we did a video interview.
Yeah,
with you.
we did a video interview
we
about
need to
that.
repost it.
And I was taking it all the way to the jury trial. I went in for the jury trial, and the lawyer, the prosecutor say, no, they ain't gonna prosecute the case. But they made me spend money and try to give me all type of pay this fine so I can go to this class, go to that class. I ain't going to no class. I ain't did nothing. So, but anyway, just be aware that some of those claims are, are not true. But the ones that are true, I mean, it's hard to distinguish sometimes. You know, you just got to be careful. You really do, men and women. You know, but anyway, because I just brought it up because my wife says this it's domestic violence month.
Yeah, we definitely want to
be careful, beware, and be careful all at the same time.
It's also Cancer Awareness Month, and we still have the audiobook from the Confinement Chronicles series. It's based on Psalm 62, 6-8. He brought me through it. There are still people being diagnosed with cancer in the pandemic. The pandemic didn't stop the diagnoses. There are still people that can't get adequate treatment for their cancer because of the pandemic, which of course, could be making their cancer worse. So we're asking everyone, our offer this month is if you go on our website at daqueenbee.com, DAQUEENBE.com. If you purchase one audiobook from the website for only $15, we will send you a free audiobook. We'll email both of them to you. So purchase one of the volumes for somebody and we can send you this one, and you can then send it to somebody who's been affected by cancer, and maybe it will help to encourage them. Keep in mind that when the coronavirus pandemic shut down the schools and the offices and the restaurants, and even Walt Disney World was shut down, people everywhere began to cry out for comfort. Jobs were lost and are still being lost. Parents had to adjust to teaching their children at school, at home instead of school. And that is still happening. There's school in Michigan right now where the kids will be home starting next week, and they're not anticipated to go back until after Thanksgiving because they don't have enough teachers. Schools had to adjust. Churches had to figure out how to reach out to their flock virtually. I appreciate Ladero Press because she's helping churches to be able to stream their services. Churches figured you just got to come in, and during the pandemic, they had to figure out how to get the word out. And so some people stated that they believe the current protests are a result of the added stress of months of the confinement. And so the cries of the people are now available to be shared to inspire them. And Confinement Chronicles, which is an inspirational audiobook compilation series. We appreciate you for purchasing your audiobook. It shows support for getting the word of God out to people, but it also supports those authors, most of them who had never been an author before and just wrote how they felt. And now you can hear it for yourself. So go to the website, download one, and we'll send you the next one for free.
Yes, we will do that. Let me give my shout outs. I talked to my brother Al up in Akron. We had a good conversation today. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Ed that's in Compton, him and his wife Jolene, and my niece and nephews down that way. My niece
Ed called me yesterday.
He called you yesterday?
Told me that I need to get some a bottle of stuff to put in my car when it's at a half a tank of gas, and pour the stuff in there, and it helps keep the gas line clean. Clean.
Yeah. That's if that works. That's if you're using cheap gas
regular.
But if you're using
Premium.
Gas, yeah. Well, I have to use premium. Yeah, that's a good thing my brother told you about. Yes. Um, Now, if I could continue with my shout out.
Yes, you may
Yeah,
continue.
my brother called and given instructions.
Yes.
Make sure you put that in your car.
Yeah. Yes, he's giving instructions. You the little brother.
Yeah.
So he
I'm
giving
a smart
instructions.
brother.
Oh Lord Jesus. Hey Jolene.
Hey Jolene. My sister, she's not on Facebook, so she won't get this. But shout out to my sister, Brenda in Coshocton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. She helped us with a hump this week.
She didn't help me with no hump. My wife asked, hold up now.
We're going to start.
That's another hump. That's another hump.
We're
We talk about that.
We'll make it quick. We're going to start
no,
from the beginning.
No, we ain't gonna.
I needed help trying to figure out how to transfer from my wheelchair to, the shower. And I was trying to, and I needed help. And you was like, okay, let me know what you want me to do. Well, I couldn't tell you what I needed you to do because I didn't know what I was going to do. So I called the nurse of the family, the retired nurse of the family. And I said, okay, this is the situation. And she said, well, I have to see it to be able to advise you. And I said, well, I can't hold the phone and show you at the same time. So I'll get your brother to hold the phone while I try to, and you tell me. And
my wife, she had one good leg, one bad leg.
One non-weight bearing
leg. So her right leg is a stronger leg.
And it's got a new knee for knee replacement.
And to get over to the shower, there's a little hump there. All right. So she didn't have anything to grip onto. We don't have, a house is not made for handicaps. No. So there's nothing to grip onto. I'm trying to let her know. She got to figure this out. She got enough strength on that leg.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she had to do, is use that strength in that one leg to do what she had to do.
To hop?
Whatever you needed to do.
And I didn't know what I needed to do, so I called somebody who could advise me.
I don't know. It's your leg. And I actually know how much strength you got in your leg.
It ain't about how much strength I got in the leg.
Anyway,
how was I going to hop from the chair?
She didn't have to hop from the chair. But anyway, we didn't have what I was trying, what made me kind of, like I say about the patience. My wife she needs to figure that out. She called my sister living way in Ohio to tell her how she can put her leg over the toilet, to get in the shower.
Okay, so what's the topic of today's show? Knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. You asked me at the beginning of the show what my strengths were, and I said that one of my strengths is knowing my limitations and knowing how to ask for help.
That's what I was here for. But anyway,
did you help?
I tried to explain it to her. She didn't want to listen to me.
What did you say?
That's all right.
Figure it out and let me know what you want me to do.
No, right.
That's what you said.
It's her leg. She knows what her strong leg is. Mm-hmm. So whatever had to happen, she had to use a strong leg. And she didn't want to put any pressure at all on that weight bearing.
When the doctor says non-weight bearing, what do that mean to you?
Doggone well, that leg has to hit the floor at some time. Some weight has to be put on. He said you could put a little bit of weight on there.
He said touch. He said
is that
once
weight?
You start putting weight on it, that's a no-no.
A touch is weight. Long as but anyway, she got it worked
next
out.
Week's hump.
Not with my that's a long story.
I got it worked out where I would not be getting in the shower. I would continue to do what I've been doing.
Yes.
But the hump was. And this is really where the hump comes in. When you're in a relationship with somebody and they want you to come to you for all their questions, and they get an attitude if you go to somebody else and ask a question, that's the problem. You don't like it. If I went and told you, Eddie called me and told me to get some stuff for my gas and put it in there, you'd be mad because I did what Eddie said.
We just went over that.
And because I'm doing what Eddie told me to do versus asking you if my car needs that. Also, you may get an attitude if I go to your sister and say, hey, you a nurse, how do people navigate? And so when the hump is that you want somebody to come to you for their questions and you don't have an answer.
That's not right.
Don't get mad if we go somewhere else and then say, well, you should be able to figure out it's common sense. If it was common sense, I wouldn't have to ask you in the first place.
Are you finished? So I can tell my side of the story.
I'm listening, baby.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, what's
But
your
if
problem?
I'm your husband,
Yeah.
and you ask me something simple like I thought that would be, I explained to her. Well, I just explained it to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know you. I mean, like I said, we already talked about
And
that.
I
About
know
the way,
me. If I can't figure it out, I'm going to ask. And the Lord
Yeah.
going to send me somebody with a correct answer. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's a long hump. That's a long conversation. That's some of the communication problems that we have. So see how we share.
Yep. Keep on
And,
talking.
and the only reason I'm trying to clean this up because I'm not that type of person. You ain't got. If I got some simple answers for you, if I'm your husband, I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. Just like if I'm your
you're not
father.
going to tell me nothing wrong.
Okay,
but you don't want me to do what somebody else done told me to do.
why? Okay,
I don't know why.
That's just
how you are.
We gonna can tell that because it's almost time to eat.
If I tell you,
and we gonna and the next week we got 2 topics.
If I tell you that Christopher, who is the manager at Valvoline, says that I need to change my oil today versus tomorrow, and you say, "Oh no, Christopher don't know nothing," and then my engine sees up, who?
We had a conversation since you brought that up, Christopher. This is what happened. I had just taken my wife's car to Cadillac get the oil change.
Yeah.
Now, when you came and you took her car and did all that work
for Mother's Day,
you had a sticker up there.
Yeah.
It wasn't time due for her to have another oil change.
But it was my Mother's Day present.
That ain't what we're talking about.
And a full tank of gas.
That ain't right.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate your help.
Yeah.
But the thing was, it wasn't really that time for her. She didn't really need an oil change at that time. So the sticker had something different on there, and I explained to her I had just got it done.
I know, so you explained. And I explained that I get the emails from General Motors that said it's time for your Cadillac to get service because they looking at the engine and the computer.
Correct. That's why I say
not the sticker.
Right, and it wasn't that time for her to get it done.
The email said it was time. Okay, go ahead.
See, we got communication.
Go ahead.
Well, anyway, we're going to curtail that till next time because this will be a long conversation.
Before we go, Atlas had his ears done. So he's home and he's recovering for 2 weeks with his new ears.
Atlas is
our grandpuppy.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big dog. I forget the name, his breed. But,
Italian Mastiff.
Massive. You know, with them big heads and his feet about that big.
Already. A horse, a domesticated horse.
Yeah, he is. But he's a little baby now, but he likes to chew.
And he got his ears done.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's home, Christopher. I'm glad. I saw you online and I was gonna message you today to see if the baby was home. And I said, no, I'll wait. So
all right.
Again,
we're gonna tell this about this being the husband and the wife and the instructions and the communication that you have with each other, listening to one another.
I'm listening.
Yeah, you listening now.
I'm listening.
But and we're gonna always talk, and we also gonna talk about the virtual dating. Yeah, I never did that before. Maybe if I had a computer, I was good. I might have done that if I had a computer, I was good at it. But there's a lot of people that does that, go on dates, meet people get married from the computer, you know. But we're gonna talk about that next Wednesday. So please stay tuned.
And if you have any more questions or humps between now and then, you can text them to us. But before we go, we got to give a shout out to Donna Gray Banks and the Fresh Book Festival.
Coming up.
The Fresh Book Festival is happening in January, the 6th through the 8th, Literacy Renewed. I encourage you to go to freshbookfestivals.net. If you are an author, if you love to read books, she just announced the lineup for the film festival. I didn't have a chance to put that in our slideshow today. The film festival is, ooh, my word.
Always tight.
Three new filmmakers, 3 new movies.
3 new filmmakers?
Yeah.
Booker T and 2 others?
But no, Booker T is not the featured filmmaker this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a couple others. So I'm excited about that. But please go to search for Fresh Book Festivals on Facebook. Again, if you're an author, love to read, love movies, just want to do some networking. Oh man, it's the biggest film festival in Florida, and this is their 11th year, 10 years live, 1 year virtual, and now they are international. But I love me some Donna Gray Banks. Last week I was talking about how she dropped off a pack of cookies from Panera for
Let me
me.
get my wife all them cookies.
Thank
You don't
you.
need to be eating all that chocolate.
Thank you. And then
But
this
thank
week,
you anyway.
and this week, she contacted us and she has tickets for us to see the new Mary McLeod Bethune statue, the historic statue made by a little Puerto Rican girl in Italy out of the same Italian stone that Michelangelo created David with. She created this statue, and it's here in Daytona Beach, Florida, for us to see.
I don't get my wife get started crying. I don't you get excited like
We
that.
going to see it Friday. I'm gonna take some pictures. You're gonna have to push me in the chair, and then I won't ask for nothing else till
that's what you say.
till whenever.
Yeah.
But thank you, Donna, for the tickets. Thank you for thinking of us. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I mean, the statue is magnificent. I mean, I've just seen pictures of it. The detail, even in her shoes, the eyelets and the shoelaces, but that pure white statue of her holding a magnificent thorned black rose.
Yeah, I want to know the what you call that? The rose. The
significance of the rose.
Yeah, the significance of the rose. Yeah. Plus, I want to see the statue up close.
Yes, Lord, because it's not going to be in Daytona long. It's going to DC. We're going to have to go to DC and see it up there with everybody else. So all my cousins and Waldorf and DC, it's coming to y'all. And I want y'all to see it, but we seeing it first.
Where is that the News Journal, right?
Yeah.
On Beach Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got to meet down at like 1:30 and we're all going to be together. So we'll take selfies and maybe you think Donna, put on some lipstick. Maybe we'll bring the camera and do a quick interview with you about the Fresh Book Festival. And you could tell everybody who's coming and okay. You just push the chair. I'll handle the camera. You ain't got to do both.
Yeah.
See, I know how to delegate and do things.
Yeah. Hey, Donna, appreciate the tickets.
All
Please
right.
don't send no more cookies over here, though.
Thank you.
Why? She don't need no more chocolate. Her sister sent a bag of M&Ms this big.
I eat a little bit every couple of days.
That bag almost gone.
But it's been here a month.
It ain't been here no month.
It's been here a month.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to go.
You tell her, hey, Al.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah, I need some help.
Hi, Jamila.
Jamila. Yeah, you know. See, y'all know.
Jesus. Lord Jesus.
Okay, let me see. I shout out everybody. Cheek Dog, David Ruffin.
Hi, Tiki.
My fellas in Atlanta, Georgia. Charles Parker, Jimmy Jam, Doc, and Patrick.
And the ones who was
Mega 4.
The ones who was gonna get us some muscadine grapes.
That's Charles. Hey, it's your fault, Charles. I told my wife that the deers ate. You know, he has
I ain't upset with Charles. I ain't upset with Charles. Grandmama told you to get the grapes back in August.
I'm gonna get some muscadine grapes so I can make this wine.
They gone. It's
October.
gone.
If I can't find them, then they gone.
You're gonna have to do red seedless, and you're gonna have to wait till Grandmama gifted him with the holy grail of the wine bucket. I don't know what the thing is, but she gave it to him last year and told him, now in August, go get you 2 crates of muscadine grapes, and she told him how to do it. And now this is October.
Well, I thought, my buddy.
And so last week you told me I was nagging because I was asking about stuff. Now I'm nagging because you should have done it back in August.
She nags
when she told you. I be reminded.
You don't be reminded.
Now we have to wait a whole nother year.
That's another topic too, but that's in her DNA. That's her DNA.
I'm gonna remind you.
Yeah. But anyway,
next week we'll talk about the car key. Okay, if it's the Lord's will.
Car key ain't got nothing. I lost the car key. What we gonna talk about that for? I lost it.
If it's the Lord,
it's my car. I paid to get the key.
I'm always asking, do you have your key? Do you have your phone?
You don't ask me for no key. Anyway, you asked me for my key for my
phone
and wallet. My phone.
And when the car broke down, you didn't have your phone with you. If it's the Lord's will, we will be back again next week with more of Getting Over the Hump.
Hey, we got anybody ask questions?
If they did, I would have let you know.